What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is going to be a little bit of a different video. You guys requested this a couple of weeks ago. I threw a poll out on my YouTube channel and you guys overwhelmingly voted positive to me doing basically a 2023-2024 gear review for the upcoming ice fishing season. I'm a man of my word. I do what you guys want, so that is what we're doing today. And from the looks of it and the feels of it, as of recording this video, I'm gonna be honest, guys, we're going to be ice fishing here within the next couple of weeks. At least where I am in the southeast Minnesota area, the smaller lakes and smaller creeks, they're probably going to start freezing up here pretty soon, and before you know it, we'll be hammering around looking for some safe ice, and we'll be having a little bit of fun getting those bluegills and crappie through the ice, folks. But before we get started, I want to say a couple of things just right out the gate to get it out of the way. Number one is the gear I have right now won't necessarily be the gear I have all year. This is the gear I'm going to have for sure, at least through the starting of the season. I'm going to be using all the stuff that you see in today's video, but that could change. I could get an updated fish finder. I could get another suit. I could get, you know, who knows, right? Things change. We buy things, we sell things. But as of right now, this is my gear that I have in my inventory, and this is what I will be using for the upcoming season. And the second thing I want to tell you guys is everything you see in this video today, all of it is 100% mine. No one paid me, no sponsors. It's all mine. Bought it with my own money from my day job I have. So I can talk about anything I want freely, and I'm not going to push any weird promotions or any weird stuff your guys' way. This is just my stuff, what I use, what I have been using, and what I will continue to use. And the last thing I want to say is this isn't my typical format video, right? You guys, if you guys watch my stuff, you're used to me going out catching fish, and I'm doing things. I'm not really just stationary talking to you guys for the entire video. So hopefully this video is not too boring. I'm gonna do my best to piece it up to where it makes sense. If you guys want to see more about my fish finder, want to see more about my safety gear, I'll do my best to cut up the video to where you guys can click on whatever part you want to see. And if you want more information or whatever, always leave a comment. I will be sure to answer any questions, concerns, issues. I'm all about it. I love feedback. I love questions. I love it all. So without further ado, let's get into my gear selection for 2023-2024 ice season. Got it. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, shiny crappie. Oh, don't come off. Don't come off. Oh my god. All right. First things first. Biggest thing that I want to talk about, what I use, is safety gear. So safety obviously is the most important piece of this whole entire operation. Without the safety equipment and taking the necessary precautions, you literally go from a living life to a dying life. I'm not even kidding. Every single year it happens. People go through the ice, or something happens and people aren't found, or people just drown, whatever it might be. I don't want to be that guy. I'm sure y'all don't want to be that guy or girl. So these are my safety things I use, especially in the early season and late season. I'm really keeping this stuff on me at all times to make sure I'm okay and I'm good to go no matter what, where I am, what I'm doing. First thing is ice picks. So these are just some simple Fraybill ice picks. They're pretty much a push, and there's a sharp needle that comes out on the end. So you basically, right, you fall through the ice. This is obviously around your neck. You fall through the ice, you can use this. You stamp on the ice and you can kind of pull yourself out. But nice little handy safety feature. These are always around my neck early season and late season, or if I'm in a body of water I'm not familiar with maybe running water underneath, because to be honest, guys, you just never know. Y'all never know. You never know what could happen. So these are a major necessity. The second thing I have for safety, also very critical, is a spud bar. There's many different formats, variations, different things that people use as a spud bar. This is just one I bought, I think from Shields a couple years ago. It's got some battle marks on it. It's been around the block. But this bad boy is also essential. Early ice, late season ice. It's just one of those things where when you get out on that ice, especially a body of water you're not familiar with, you can walk out on the ice and you can kind of stamp around, make sure the ice is safe, make sure you're not going to fall through. My rule of thumb typically, and I'm giving these hard hits, by the way, 3 to 4, maybe 5 hits. If I'm not going through by the 4th or 5th hit, to me that's safe enough, but I will continue to use caution every step I take. But if you're going through in 2 to 3 hits, typically I don't like that. I just urge y'all to use caution, use your best judgment as always, and make sure you have some kind of a device to test your ice, especially like I said, early season, late season, you can never be too sure. Another piece of the safety puzzle I use, and this is a little bit different because it's not technically a safety piece of equipment, although it kind of is. It's a dual purpose. That is my bibs and my jacket. So we got the bib and we got the jacket. And the reason why I put these in both a safety category, but also kind of not, is these are dual purpose. I use these for obviously warmth, to keep warm and to stay active while I'm out in the ice, but also, more importantly, is the built-in flotation device material fabric that they use in these suits. The jacket and the bibs both have this material, and what I love about it is if you were to go through, let's say it's worst case scenario, and your ice picks, or maybe you let them in the truck, you don't have your spud bars, so you weren't checking the ice, God forbid, whatever. Let's say you fall through the ice and you have these on, and hopefully even the jacket. As soon as you fall through that ice and you go under, this will act as kind of like a buoy that'll lift you back up and keep you above that water at least a long enough period of time for you to get whatever you got to get out of that water. And for that reason alone, I highly recommend getting yourself a nice pair of bibs, nice jacket, whatever brand. There's several brands now that make the flotation device type of material. These here, this is actually the Striker Ice Trekker series. Let me make sure I'm saying that. Yep, this is the Trekker series. Kind of a base level, entry level lineup that they have, Striker Ice has. And the jacket matches, so it's a matching combination, tons of pockets, obviously super warm, super comfortable, and at the very least very basic. It'll help you stay alive if worst comes to worst. Now, next up, folks, I want to talk to you about my electronics. And I will admit, this might be a little boring for some of y'all. I know the Live Scope and the Helix 360 and the Lawrence, you know, all this crazy stuff. They're dropping some crazy stuff now. Technology is unbelievable. And one day I'll work my way up there. I'll get myself a Live Scope eventually. But until then, I'm going to be that boring guy. I'm going to say, this is all I have. It is a Vexilar FL8, and what makes this specific Vexilar unit super unique is my father purchased this brand new in the early 2000, I want to say 2001, 2002 maybe, but this has been through the ringer, folks. I mean, you're talking 20 plus years of constant abuse. My father, he's a big ice fisherman, and this was his primary source of electronics for 20 years. And then just recently, within the last couple of years, he upgraded finally, and he said, hey man, you want my FL8? I said, well, yeah, I'm not gonna give this up. This is history at this point. So I got the system from him. I updated the base, got myself a nice custom Vexilar base here. I like this base because you have a swing out here, which is nice for an extra rod if you want to put your rod in there. But folks, the best part of this bad boy to me is the glow light by Vexilar. It just slides right in. I bought this piece separate, slides right into this little custom base here, and then it has a little light. You flick the switch and the light pops on, and it can be on. It runs off of the same battery as the system, so you don't need extra cords, you don't need extra batteries, and that light will stay on for as long as you want it to freaking stay on. I also went ahead and I updated the battery. So this had a lead acid battery for a long time. That's what I grew up on, what my dad grew up on. Eventually I decided to move to a lithium battery. This is an Amp Outdoors 7.5 amp hour battery, and it's a freaking legend. It's lightweight, it keeps the charge. I've never had this thing die on me before, and like I said, the best part is it's lightweight. I'm a big hole hopper guy. I love moving around. I love just picking up and going and moving to this hole, that hole, and it really adds up after a while having that heavy battery in there. So this just makes it a little bit lighter of a package, a little bit easier on the wrist, a little bit easier on the arm, doesn't take up so much weight in your shack or your sled, whatever else you might be pulling, and the power is there. You're not gonna ever have to worry about the power dying on you. It's just these lithium batteries anymore are crazy. They last forever and they exert a lot of power. Outside of that, I have left everything else the same. This head unit here, this is the original head unit. I probably should go get it redone by Vexilar, but I haven't done that yet. The original float fin here and the original transducer. So everything else besides the base and the added light is original. But I will say, folks, there are some days where I do wish I had live scope. I'm not gonna lie, it would be nice to have an upgraded system, and I will eventually, but in the meantime, old XC here will keep me busy. I just had some fish come in suspended here. I wonder what these are. A crappie maybe? Oh, that's a good fish. Look at this. Oh. Easy. Oh, it's a big bass. What? What is going on here? There we go. That is what I am talking about. Yes. Boom. Got him. Ooh, it feels like a good fish. Oh. Nice crappie. Oh. Okay, moving right along to the augers. We have a power auger and we have a manual crank auger. These work for me. They might not work for you depending on where you are or where you're fishing and what you're fishing for. But for my general application, these two work tremendously for me. And I will start off with the hand auger. This is just a simple Eskimo auger. There's nothing fancy. I think this was 50 bucks, maybe even a little bit less when I bought it a few years ago. And what I really love about this auger is there's only one way to take it apart. And when you take it apart, just twist off the knob here, and I'll show y'all how easy it is. It's a little bit rusty around the edges, but basically it just comes down to two pieces. It's very lightweight, it's very small, very practical. If you have a sedan or a small SUV, or you just don't have a ton of space, a hand auger like this will do you freaking wonders. And to be honest, the blades are super dull. Again, I've had this for a few years now, and I use it quite extensively in the early season and late season, and I haven't replaced their blades. I haven't done anything to this except use it, and it works. It is trusty. You don't have to worry about any power problems. You don't have to worry about anything like that. The only power is your hand and your arm. And then after the ice gets a little bit thicker, or I just don't feel like drilling holes manually, I move to the good old K-drill. This is the K-drill 7.5-inch size auger. I'll take off the little cover here, which is kind of a nice safety thing. Nice little bucket, little helmet, if you want it to be. But this thing here, oh folks, this has revolutionized the way I fish. Like I said, I'm a hole hopper. I'm not a guy who will just go to one place and fish for the entire day. Sometimes I will. If the bite's good or it just makes sense, I will. But most of the time, and if you guys see in my previous videos, I like to move around. And what enables me to move around is being lightweight and being portable. This thing here, it's light as a feather. I can't remember the exact weight dimensions, but it's super light. It's got a little flotation cone on the end of it, so if it were to fall through the hole, you're not gonna lose it, which is a good plus. These blades here are original. I bought this a couple of years ago. You can tell I don't really take care of them. They're pretty dull, pretty rusty, but I do have a new set in the house. But to be honest, I could probably go another season with just these blades. And you're probably asking, well, what do you use to power this? Yeah, you have a cool little auger bit here, but what's the power source? Good question. This is a DeWalt 20-volt brushless drill. Nothing fancy, nothing crazy, but it does have a lot of torque built into it, and it's super dependable. Never had any issues with this. And for power source, I actually, to be honest, I should buy another battery. I only have one battery that came with it. This is a 20-volt, 8-amp-hour battery, and it's so cool because first off, charging this is super easy. You just plug it in. I think it's maybe 30 minutes or so and it's fully charged again. This just slides right in, easy peasy. And then you take your chuck, put that in the chuck there, tighten it down. I mean, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3, folks. It is crazy. Make sure it's tight, and then folks, that's it. I'll be honest, I was a little skeptical at first of the K-drill system, or any system like it where you attach it to a drill and you drill holes. I thought that was a little bit, you know, weird. I didn't think it was going to actually work for my needs, but it has completely changed the way I fish, folks. Out of one battery, I can drill upwards of 30, 40 holes, no problem, if the ice isn't too thick. And like I said, it's super light. I mean, this is just... It's crazy how lightweight the whole system is. So between the drill bit and between the drill, I got myself a nice little power system. I can drill as many holes as I want. I can move around freely and not be bogged down by the weight. And the other really cool thing about having this is once ice season is done, yeah, you got to put the blade away, but you don't have to put the drill away. You can use this around the house. You can use it for your car. Whatever you got to do, this bad boy will work for whatever you need. So kind of a multi-purpose tool. Pretty handy, pretty nice. Alright folks, let's move right along here. This is probably going to be the easiest segment of the whole video. This is my heat source. It is quite literally the easiest, most simple, most portable thing I have of the whole operation, next to maybe my Vexilar, and that is the Mr. Heater Portable Buddy. This offers ample heat for me. It just takes the Green Machine propane tanks, or you can obviously get a connector and do that if you have a big propane tank. But I keep it simple, keep it light. I twist it in, put it shut, let that magnet hit it, and then crank it over, and this will heat my hub, this will heat my one man, this will take care of every aspect of the heat that I need. And I'm pretty sure these have a built-in carbon monoxide system too, so if it gets too much in the shack, this will automatically turn off, so you don't have to worry about, you know, passing out from the carbon monoxide, which is pretty cool. All right, just to round out the clothing aspect, I know I talked about my bibs and my jacket a little bit earlier. I put that in the safety category because technically, as much as it is a nice warm suit, it keeps me warm, keeps me dry, I put that more in the safety area more than just staying dry and warm. But I'll touch more on the little things I use just to stay warm, just to stay dry. These are little things here and there. I don't always have them, sometimes I do, but they're just nice touches when I actually need it, and I have it. They're freaking amazing. The first thing is a hat, a stocking cap. You guys know, if you watch my videos, I'm a big baseball cap hat guy. I love these hats. I wear them every single video pretty much that you will find on the internet with me in it. I will be wearing a hat. That's just my MO. That's what I do. That's how I've always done it. I don't know why. I just love hats. But on the occasion, I will throw on a stocking cap. If it gets really, really cold, I don't mind putting on a stocking cap, staying warm, because as most of y'all probably know, once your head starts to get cold and your ears get cold, it gets pretty brutal pretty fast. So I always keep a stocking cap close to me when I'm ice fishing. This one's even better, this specific one, because it has a built-in, don't mean to blind you, it's got a built-in LED light, so you can turn this on at nighttime, or if you just want to see something in your little shelter, whatever it might be. If you have this on, all you gotta do is click the button and you're good to go. So always keep a stocking cap on me. The second thing are gloves. So these are my Columbia gloves. I don't wear them that often, and when I do wear them, I typically wear them when I'm going from the vehicle to the spot I want to fish, and vice versa. I'm not really wearing these when I'm actually fishing because they're bulky, they get in the way. But these are really nice. They keep my hands warm, they keep them dry, especially those really, really cold nights where it gets down to the negatives or the low teens. Just having these on when you're walking around and doing your thing really, really helps. Makes a bad day of fishing a really good day of fishing if you have the proper gloves. And the last thing, and I would say this is probably, next to having a suit, this is probably one of the more important pieces of gear that I have in my arsenal. I pretty much always make sure I have these on hand. I always wear them, and they are an absolute lifesaver, and that is rubber boots. Not just rubber boots, but insulated rubber boots. I'll tell y'all what, from all my years of ice fishing, almost every other type of shoe or boot that I've worn, I will eventually get water in it, and there is absolutely, oh my goodness guys, absolutely nothing worse than when you're sitting there fishing or you're walking around and you got slush or water, whatever it might be, and all of a sudden you feel that water creep into your boot. Oh my gosh, brutal, absolutely brutal. So I just went ahead and made sure that never was going to happen to me. So I almost always wear a pair of nice insulated rubber boots. They don't have to be name brand. They don't, like, these are dry shots. Like, those aren't necessarily the most respectable brand rubber boots in the game, but they are insulated and they do keep my feet warm. They keep them dry, and that is really all that matters. Oh, he's on it. He's on it. He's on there. Yep. Yep. Nice boy. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Nice chunky little monkey for sure. Awesome. All right, well, I think we've covered the majority of the smaller ticket items that I use, whether it's Auger system, electronic system, the heat source I use, all of that stuff I think I've covered, and that is what I use. I don't really go out of my way to use anything else, but I want to talk to you guys about my ice shack. So I'll give you some quick context here. I just got rid of my hub. I had a pop-up hub. It was an Eskimo hub, and it was nice, but it had a big tear in it, so there was someone I knew that I gave it to. They were going to do more work with it and have some fun with it, so I gave it to them. So right now I'm down to one source of a shelter, and that is my one-man flip up. Get some more light in here so y'all can see. So this is a clam canai thermal shack. It is a one-person shack. It weighs no more than 55 pounds. It's a very, very lightweight shack, and I really like this because it works for my needs. Again, I'm a runner and gunner. I'm a hole hopper. I don't really like to be in one spot for a long time. So what this shack allows me to do is set up if I need to set up, and then if I want to move, I can just throw the bars down there, and I can just pull it along to the next spot. It is a one-person seat, obviously, and it's kind of nice because you can customize the seat as you want. If you want to do like a cushion or something, you can absolutely do that. So that's pretty cool. On the left here, and you guys will have to forgive me, that's just crap from the fall weather. We've had leaves and water. I need to clean that out, but you get a cup holder, you get yourself a little tub there to keep all your essentials, whether it's a light, whether it's pliers, whether it's bait, whatever it might be. You got yourself a nice little tray there. Underneath here, you got yourself a little net system, which is pretty handy. I'll show you guys. This thing's pretty cool because it goes back all the way to the end of the other side of the shack here. So you pretty much get storage. So it's kind of cool because it's tucked away, but if you need it, it's right there below you. You don't have to go reaching very far for it. And this seat right here moves forward and back as much as you want. Just give you guys a quick little preview of what this looks like. Obviously, it's kind of a weird spot because my garage is full of crap, but you basically got a nice little overthrow here. It's all insulated. So you have a window there, you got a window here, you got a window on this side, and then you got a window in the back. But overall, I absolutely love this thing. It is a blessing to have, especially on those cold days. If I don't want to be outside, I can just pop that up, put the heater on, and it's comfortable, it's spacious, and I'm good to go. Don't have to worry about anything crazy happening to me. Got him. Look at another bass. Oh, I've got my transducer. Oh no. If I was a keeper of bass, I would definitely keep this guy here. Okay. Man, they are aggressive. Here it comes, here it comes. Yep. Ooh-hoo. Man, never gets old. Nice little gill. So outside of the immediate stuff I already showed you, I want to show you all my little storage container I use when I'm out in the ice. Whether I'm pulling the sled, whether I'm pulling the shack, whatever it might be, this storage container is with me every time. So in here, I have obviously just a milk crate, nothing crazy, nothing special. And I typically keep it this way all year round. This is just what I use, and it works for me. Everyone's different, but this works for me. This is my gas source for my heater. I typically keep 2 in here and maybe 2 in the actual shack itself if I have the shack, or I'll throw an extra one in a sled if I'm going a little more mobile and I don't want to have to deal with a lot more weight. I will also keep some butane in here just for the fact fact of if I want to make something on my little portable grill or something similar, it takes butane instead of propane, so I always keep one of these if I want to make some coffee, make some food, whatever it might be. After that, I typically have 2 rods in here at all times. I have a super lightweight, this is a 13 Fishing Wicked series. This is my super ultralight for small jigs. We got this guy in here as well. This is a little bit beefier, a little bit heavier. You can tell it's got some bigger baits on there. That's from last year, actually, funny enough, but I'm probably going to use that again for first ice here this year. And that's on another 13 Fishing rod with an Okuma reel. Nice little combo, nice little setup. It works for me. Let's put this to the side here. Going a little bit deeper into the container here, we got some soft plastics. I love me some soft plastics. I did really well with these last season, so I will continue that this season, but all kinds of random soft baits in here. You can tell there, little clam plastics, awesome bait. So I keep some of those in here. Keep some pliers. Obviously pliers are super critical, super important. I actually have 2 pairs in here. I don't know why, but I'm sure I probably forgot or lost a pair at one point and threw another pair in there. So I have 2 pairs in here now. Super convenient. I highly recommend everyone have a pair of pliers with it. You never know when you need it. We got some extra goods, some hand warmers, just in case. I've never used these, but just in case I need them if something happens or if I just get super cold, I have those readily available. I have an extra light, extra headlamp. This is just a simple headlamp, nothing crazy, nothing fancy, but it works. And last but not least, in here I have my terminal tackle, my jigs, my spoons, every type of jig or anything I use for ice fishing is going to be in this bag. So I'll pull this out. It's just a nice little Vexilar bag here. And here we have an extra light just in case I need an extra lighting source. I've got 1 box with all my smaller jigs, tungsten, glow in the dark, pretty much anything, everything, it's in there. And here we got some more goods, some bobber stops, some bigger jigs, just random stuff like that. And then in here, this is my kind of my spoon slash, you know, bigger bait box. This has a little bit of everything in it as well. But overall, all my tackle stays in this bag here. And then inside the crate, this is pretty much everything else that I use is going in here. If it's a cup of coffee, if it's my safety gear, if it's hat, if it's gloves, if it's extra batteries, gas, whatever it might be, it's gonna go right in this little milk crate. Well, folks, I think that's going to wrap up today's video. If you're still here, still watching, I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for sticking around and watching all the way to the end. I know these videos can sometimes get a little tedious, a little boring, but y'all asked for it, and I wanted to give you guys a glimpse into what I use, what I wear, and again, this is what I will be wearing and using. 100%, you guys will see my next ice fishing video whenever it drops. If we get ice anytime soon, it will be using all this stuff here. And who knows, maybe throughout the season I get some more stuff or I sell some stuff, but you guys will see that too. But at least for now, everything y'all see here in the video, I will be using. Please leave a comment, shoot me a message on Instagram, whatever y'all want to do. I'm happy to answer questions, any concerns, if it's the Vexilar, if it's the rod and reel combo, if it's the Auger, doesn't matter. I'm open always. I love to hear feedback. I love to answer questions, so shoot it away. Let me know what y'all think. But thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will catch you guys on the ice. Let's go.